We were born to sob and to howl, to shudder and shriek, to jump up, crack up, scream our lungs out, and be left speechless. This is the good stuff in life, and the all-new Contour from Cox helps us get right to it. Just say what you want, and your TV finds it. Speak, find, feel, and get right to the good stuff. Available to residential customers in select Cox service areas. Advertised features available with Cox Contour 2 digital receiver. Professional installation required. Other conditions apply.
You're tuning in to the Goldilocks presentation of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show with Anthony Rodriguez. Anthony Rodriguez, a.k.a. Walking Crow, found transformational energy healing through a personal search into healing and was transformed by this experience. He made the decision to pursue training and has since become a certified energy healing practitioner with an emphasis on working with clients in recovery from addiction. His willingness to be open and listen has allowed him to be of service to many who seek a peaceful, serene, and healthier body, mind, and spirit. Call in now if you would like to speak with Anthony. The call-in number is 713-955-0332. Enjoy this transformational and healing show.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and welcome to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. Glad to have you back on another Tuesday, another beautiful Tuesday, overcast in Los Angeles, a little cool. It's actually autumn and not summer in October, November 1st. All Saints Day. Yesterday was Halloween. Today's All Saints Day. Tomorrow is All Souls Day or Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. And if you're celebrating, I just finished saying to my producer, Tiffany White, it's a celebration gumbo. So enjoy your soup, enjoy your celebration, and welcome again to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. I mentioned Tiffany White. I want to thank Tiffany White. She's my producer. It's because she's here that I'm here, and I thank her for the opportunity each and every Tuesday to be on the air and speak to you folks and help you in any way I can. I am honored by the ability to do this, and I'm honored to be able to help you if I can. I honor the medicine that honors me. Today we're going to talk about high human, healing the feelings. You know, sometimes we're incapable of helping ourselves. Sometimes we don't know what to do for ourselves. Sometimes we don't know where to go for help. You know what I mean? I know that you know what I mean. And sometimes we beat ourselves up so terribly that if somebody else was to say the things to us that we said to ourselves, there'd be a fist fight. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm a pacifist, so you know I'm only guessing. I'm only assuming, and you know what they say about assuming. It makes a fool out of you and I. Once again, also 713-955-0332. That's the call-in number. If you want to call in, push one to get out of listen mode. I'd love to have your questions. I'd love to be able to offer you a chakra reading. I'd love to be able to talk with you through anything that you need to talk about. I would love to, if you're in need of being talked off the ledge, feel free to call in or feel free to reach me at area code 818-442-1717, which is my personal line, or through my email address at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com. And you can also reach me and see what it is exactly I do as an energy healer, as a shaman, as a medicine man, at sacreddrum24.weebly.com. Well, all right. Welcome again. High human, healing the feeling. What feelings are you talking about, Anthony? Well, I'm talking about the feelings of despair, the feelings of loss of a relationship, the loss of a loved one, whether it's by death or you just you stop talking to somebody, or somebody stops talking to you and you feel hurt over those things. The loss of a job, the loss of a marriage, the loss of a girlfriend, the loss of a boyfriend. And maybe there's no loss at all. Maybe you just battle with depression. Maybe you battle with anxiety. not being here now, not being in your body, not being in your feet, not being in your root. Maybe you battle with stress. You don't know how to deal with stress. What are the feelings that you need to be healing? What are the feelings that you want to talk about? What are the feelings that you would like to overcome, and not necessarily overcome, because I don't think we ever overcome them. But I think we can be taught and we can learn how to be with the feelings that burden us, that distract us, that annoy us, that anger us, that hurt us. I think we can be with those feelings in a way that's healthy, by embracing them, by being with and not avoiding them. Avoiding them only prolongs the pain, only prolongs the misery, only prolongs the hurt. What is it that you have in your life that you would like to heal? And if you can't reach out to somebody and heal a relationship, how can you heal yourself through through walking through the pain and the hurt of that breakup? What is it that you would like to do? What is it that you would like to learn? I had to learn over the last few years, and it took me a lifetime to learn this. And this isn't something that I've come into, because I know something or I'm special. This is something that I've worked at. This is something that I've done, and this is something that I've experienced. I've had to walk through breakups. I've had to walk through job loss. I've had to become well-rooted, well-grounded in my root system, in my legs, and in who I am as a human being, as a person. I'm here. I'm a tree. I'm well-grounded. I'm well-rooted. And sometimes you might be thinking, what is Anthony, crazy? He's a tree. He's rooted and fruited. What is he talking about? What are the four winds, or what is the storm that blows that can potentially knock you over as a tree, as a well-rooted tree? What are the four winds of life that can knock you over, knock you down if you're not well-rooted? And I've mentioned a few of them: breakups, work, depression, anxiety, and the psychosis that causes us to also become addicted to substances: marijuana, alcohol, heroin, cocaine, food, television, drama. Pick one. There are many, but you don't have to. You don't have to pick any of those things. What is the issue in your tissue that you want to heal? I do a lot of work through the chakra system. In fact, most of my work is through the chakra system. And those are the energy points in the body that connect to the spine, the superhighway of the body. And the chakra system is are energy points that start at your ground. They start at between your anus and your genitals, where you ground, where you plug into Mother Earth. That's the first chakra. Element is earth. Second chakra is color orange. Element is water. Connection to others. It's where we feel. It's where we connect. It's where we heal. It's where we create. It's our sexuality. Third chakra, just below our sternum. And some people say it's lower, and it probably is. Your fire, your fuego, your I can, I will, I do. Color is yellow. Fire, element, fire. Who are you? What are you? Not what are you, who are you? What are you doesn't matter. It's who you are. I'm well and I'm good intended, and here I am right here, right now. My name's Anthony Rodriguez. I'm good right here, right now. Fourth chakra, green. Love, air, lungs. I love, I'm loved. Fifth chakra, blue, sound, expression. Sixth chakra, third eye. I know, I see. Learning. And seventh chakra, higher self, spirit, universe. What is it you want for yourself? Heal the feeling. High human. A lot of times we find ourselves spinning, and I did one day too. I found myself spinning about 20 years ago, and I was talking to my friend David Hernandez. In fact, I don't even know if he's my friend anymore. He doesn't return my phone calls, but that doesn't matter here or there. Him and I were were talking one day, and I was spinning about something in my life. Once again, this was in my early sobriety. And he looked at me, and in all seriousness, he said, "Hi, human." And I instantly got angry because I thought he was being a wise guy. And as instant and as fast as I got angry, I started to laugh at myself. It's like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm human. I'm just like everybody else. I'm no special. I'm no different. I'm just a guy trying to get by. I'm just a guy trying to get by. And how are you trying to get by? And are you able to talk about those things that hurt your feelings? Are you able to talk about those things that you're angry about? Are you able to talk about those things that happened at work with somebody who doesn't have a vested interest in that workplace? Talk to somebody outside of work, just as a sounding board, so they can hear you, so you can get out of your system, so you don't carry that back to work. Are you able to talk to your partner in your relationship and create communication? Is there a two-lane route of communication between you and your partner? Are you able to communicate in a good and healthy way, without sarcasm, without anger, without fear, without hurt? Many of us carry around the hurts of childhood, the hurts of a lifetime, the hurts of growing up. We do. And we pretend not to. But our behavior tells on us. It tells on us constantly. Our fears tell on us. Our anger tells on us. Our hurts tell on us. There are moments, that I don't feel so good about myself. Anthony Rodriguez, walking quote. And I don't, because I've been unemployed for a couple of years, almost in March. And I work as an energy healer, and I do workshops and whatnot. But those things have dwindled, and people are busy with their lives, and I have to understand that people get busy with their lives. So I've been looking for work for a couple of years, and I have to tell you, this show came up a few months ago, and it gave me hope, because it gave me something to do along with sending out resumes and doing all that sort of stuff. But in the meantime, my marriage took a hit, and because of that situation, and separated my wife and I, and but we walked through it through communication, and we're back together, and she's supporting me and looking for a job and doing what I'm doing, and we're in communication, and we're talking about those things, and we're walking through those things. I'm not walking through it alone. She didn't walk through it alone either. She had a support system. I had a support system, and now we support each other in that system. We talk about those things. Area code 713-955-0332. If you want to call in and ask a question, if you want to call in and talk about what's on your mind today, if you want to, if you need clarity about something, if you need a chakra reading, go ahead and call in. We're going to start taking calls in a couple of minutes at the quarter hour. Why wait till 1:30? Why wait till 1:30? What is it that you want to heal? Healing is feeling. Hi, human. Real quickly, I want to talk about a couple of things. I will be starting on the November 2nd, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, at Indigo Alliance in East Pasadena. I will be drumming, doing journey drumming and healing drumming at Indigo Alliance from 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. Next, I'm lost. Hello. November 7th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Indigo Alliance. Tomorrow, I'll be there, and I'll be doing energy readings, chakra readings, and I will be doing mini healings, half-hour healings for people who come on in. $60 for a half-hour healing. Come on in and get your chakras read. Come on in and help me to help you get to a place of understanding and healing, and a place of jumping off for your benefit and healing from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Indigo Alliance as well. I wanted to talk about I want to talk about an amazing person. My friend, Insights with Audrey. Audrey is an amazing medium, and her and I are going to be doing a workshop on November 11th at 7:30, from 7:30 to 9 p.m., also at Indigo Alliance at 2548 East Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena, California, 91107. It's per $40 per person. I will be doing some journey drumming, and I will be singing in the spirits. And Audrey will be, we will be teaching the medicine wheel and walking through the medicine wheel and the chakra system. Along with Audrey will be doing readings, and you will be receiving a healing as well. So come on out and support that. I'm sure that you'll enjoy that evening. And I am on the next day, on the 12th of November at 11 a.m. To 12:30 p.m. at Indigo Alliance. I will be doing Recovering Your Spirit and Becoming Whole, Healing Thyself. This is going to be a workshop for those recovering from addiction. You can learn meditations to sit still and listen, meditations that will bring you back into the awareness of your body and your feelings, grounding and opening up of the chakra system and the subtle energy body, opening the awareness of what to do with old and new feelings. That's a tough one. Trusting and sharing of deep and buried emotions in a supportive and non-judgmental circle. You can learn these things if you come out. It is $25 a person. If you pre-register, you can go to sacreddrum24.weebly.com to register. It's $25 a single person for pre-registration. If you pre-register 2 people at one time, it's $40, $20 each. And if you pay at the door, it's $30. All right, so some incentive to pre-register and get yourself, get a seat for yourself there. Okay, 713-955-0332. Call-in number, push 1 to go into listen mode. Healing the feeling. Hi, human. What is it you want to heal, and how can you heal it? What is it you're willing to let go of? And I need to remind everybody, and I'm going to, and myself included, that this is autumn. This is the end of October. This is the new moon, as well. But what is it in autumn? Letting go of the leaves. Letting go of the leaves. The trees are letting go of the leaves. Animals are molting, and serpents are losing their skin, and birds are letting go of their feathers. What is it you're willing to let go of? And how is it you're willing to let go of it? Are you willing to let go? Are you willing to let go of the things that burden you, that keep you from healing, that keep you from getting to a better place? That self-talk that continues to just blah, 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 to knock yourself down and pulverize yourself into a place of paralyzation, where you're paralyzed to move forward. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to do it. We are sometimes our own worst enemies. How can I become my best friend? How can you become your best friend? You can do that, and I can do that by changing the way I talk to myself, changing the self-speak. What is the self-speak? Oh, I'm dumb. I don't have this. I don't do that. We all know what it is. We all do it, and we all live it, and it's nonsense. It's learned behavior. It's learned, but the good news is, and the bad news is, you can unlearn this behavior. You don't always have to act that way. You don't always have to speak poorly of yourself. You are not broken. You have believed and bought the package that you are broken. You have believed the story. You live in the story. I have lived in the story that I was stupid, that I was broken, that there was something wrong with me, that my skin color was too dark, that I was too short, that I was too fat, that I was too dumb, that I wasn't smart enough. I lived in the story of those things, and I suffered and paid a price for it because I didn't know any better until somebody taught me better. Now I know better, and it's your turn. You too. You too. Me too. Me too. You too. It's in the relating of those things where we find the healing. It's in the understanding of those things in each other that we find the healing. How do you want to heal? What is it you want to let go of? What is the hurdle that you need to jump over to give yourself more love than you've ever experienced? And I have to tell you something. I have never experienced more love than I experience right now. You know? Wow, I can't wait to wake up every morning. I'm excited because life is great. I get to wake up and I get to see my wife's face and see her beautiful smile. You know, this morning I met a friend for coffee, and you know, in fact, this was somebody who was a client who saw me for over a year. This is a guy who's an attorney, and on the table and coming to see me, he learned not to be the attorney. He learned how to be the ex-husband. He learned how to be the stepfather. He learned how to be the dad. He learned how to be the friend. He learned how to be who he is in a different way. You know, letting go of pride and ego are a hard thing to do. You know, and this is also somebody who goes with me to Sweat Lodge. We are brothers in the lodge. You know, and I'm always willing to talk about those things, because what is it you're willing to do to help yourself? I got to tell you, I meditate every day. I pray every day. I try to drum every day. I have my the things that I do daily that help me. I read, you know. I try to do something nice for somebody else. Monthly, I go to my Sweat Lodge. You know, monthly I meet with my men's group, my men's circle, the Círculo de Hombres, circle of men, through my lodge. You know, with my elders, and we read out of the 5 agreements, and we share on that. And I meet with my miscellaneous men in self-care group every other Thursday, which is actually, I believe it's a week from Thursday. No, it's not. It's a week from Wednesday. And we'll be meeting over at Einstein's Cube. I'm going to mention that right now. Einstein's Cube on November 9th at 7:30 on a Wednesday. We're changing the day. So come out Wednesday night, all you men who whether you want to talk about traumas or triumphs or whatever it is you want to talk about, this is the place where you can come speak to your soul, speak to our soul. We speak to your soul and relate on that level, a whole. It's a safe, non-judgmental, sacred circle for men to come and talk about what they need to talk about. Wow. What is it you want to heal? What is it that you want to talk about to heal the feeling? Healing the feeling. Hi, human. You know, sometimes that's all it is. We're human. We're not superhuman. You know, we can't do all things and cure all things and be all things to everybody every time for the right reason at the right time. We just can't. So what is it that you want to heal, and how is it you want to heal it? Do you? Is it worth the hassle? Because, you know, I know some people who would just rather go home on a Friday night after a long week of work, well, what they call a long week of work, you know, and dig into 2 glasses of wine a bottle later, or 2 bottles later. It started with 2 glasses. But they're not willing to do anything for themselves with regard to their heart, with regard to their soul, with regard to their connection to others, with regard to their broken heart. Have you lost somebody? I know a lot of people who have lost others in this last month. You know, I know people whose mothers have crossed over. Their mothers, their brothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their wives, their husbands, their grandfathers, their nephews, their children, who have crossed over. And there are people walking around with a broken, wounded heart, and they're in mourning. They're in mourning, and it's okay to mourn, because mourning is a way of healing the feeling, of being with those feelings of loss, being with the feelings of having an empty house of that person, seemingly that person's energy, but I can guarantee you that person's energy is still there. You know, I went through that quite a few years ago, you know, with my loss of my father back in 1991, September 6th. It's been 25 years that he's been gone. A quarter century has gone by since he's been gone. You know, and there's probably not a day go by that he doesn't come into my auric field, into my soul area, into my energy field, that I feel him, that I know he's there. You know, and it took me 5 years to cry for him, but eventually I did that, and that was long before I ever learned how to do any sort of healing, whether it was psychological, whether it was physical, emotional, or spiritual. A whole, long before. But I've learned how. And I continue to do that work, and I continue to try to help others. What is it you want to heal? Who have you lost? What have you lost? I have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. You know, that's out of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, chapter 5. I have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind. Seemingly is the biggest word in that sentence. I have recovered. I have recovered. 713-955-0332. Call in and ask what you want. Call in and have a question. Call in and get a chakra reading. Call in and share your feelings. Share your feelings. Call in and say, hi, human, when I say hello to you. And I'll say the same back at you. Hi, human. You know, it's okay to make mistakes. We beat ourselves up severely sometimes, and sometimes not just for like days, weeks, and months, but for years, decades, you know, and needlessly, you know, we beat ourselves up in a way that doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve others. It lowers our self-esteem. We have no self-worth when we do that. You know, we lose self-worth when we do that. You know, we lose our sense of pride. You know, regain your sense of pride. Be with yourself in a good way. Speak to yourself in a way that is loving, that is caring, that is nurturing. When you wake up in the morning, you know, put your feet on the floor and feel the floor and take a deep breath into your body and allow that breath to permeate every inch of your body. And pay attention to where it lands. Be with that place. Place your hands there and see where that breath lands in your body. And exhale. And then take another breath in and do the exact same thing. Where does it land in your body? Allow it to permeate every inch, every square inch of your body. And exhale. Where did it land? Where did you feel it? Is it in your stomach? You know, in your lower abdomen? Is it in just below your sternum? Is it in your heart space? You know, where it pains you from feeling like you're not loved? You know, is it in your throat where you feel like you can't say what you need to say? Or there's something you don't want to look at in your third eye? There's something you don't want to see? What is it? Give us a call, 713-955-0332. What is it you want to talk about? What is it you want to say? We are going to take a break at 1:30 at the half hour. And after that, we're going to start taking calls. Nobody's called in yet, but that's okay. I have a lot to say. You know, hi, human. Hi, human. The day my friend David Hernandez said that to me, you know, I got angry. I thought he was making fun of me, but he was helping me to make light of me. That's a heck of a way to help me make light of myself, isn't it? But it's been a blessing ever since, because I get to share that with others. I get to say that to other people and have them look at me and kind of laugh at me, you know, when they say it. And they're not laughing at me; they're laughing with me because they understand. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to laugh at yourself. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to be with humanity of self. You know, it's a hard thing to be your own warden. It's a hard thing to be your own jailer, you know, and to convict yourself and to throw you into the slams of life, you know, where all there is depression and anxiety and worry. Well, what do you got to worry about? You know? I'm the one person who knows about worry. I'm the one person who knows about that, you know. And it's only Tuesday. That's another thing that a guy, David Hernandez, said to me. He said, "Hi, human," and it's only Tuesday. But those are the things that have helped me. I don't get too far ahead of myself. I don't start running to places where I don't need to be. You know, I don't need to run into depression. I don't want to run into depression. I don't want to run into anxiety. I'm right here, right now. I'm where my feet and my butt are, right here, right now in this chair, talking to you. What is it you want to heal? We're coming up on the half hour. We're going to be going into commercial mode at 1:30. And after that, We'll be taking your calls at 713-955-0332. Push 1 to get out of listen mode. This is a Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show, and I am Anthony J. Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I am your host. And I'm here to help you walk through what it is you need to walk through, you want to walk through, you want to heal, you need to heal. What is it that you want to heal? We'll talk to you in a minute after this commercial break. I hope.
Goldilocks Productions is home to the most gifted and talented holistic professionals. Goldilocks Productions presents holistic, spiritual, and metaphysical radio shows that are insightful, inspirational, and healing. Do you have a business in the holistic healing, metaphysical, or spiritual market? Would you like to have your own weekly, 1-hour radio or TV show? Goldilocks Productions will produce your own live or pre-recorded internet or radio show. For more information, visit the Goldilocks Productions website. That's GoldilocksProductionsCT.com. And that's Goldilocks with a Y, GOLDYLOCKS, Goldilocks Productions CT for Connecticut.com. Once again, that's Goldilocks Productions CT.com. And be sure to visit the Goldilocks Productions channel on Blog Talk Radio and Ustream.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com for mind, body, and spirit, and expect a miracle.
Goldilocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
Well, all right. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and this is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. 713-955-0332 if you want to call in. Push 1 to get out of listen. Well, fantastic. You know, I don't mention it enough on this show, but I'm an energy healer. And what is an energy healer? I'm a spiritual healer. I'm here to help you with body, mind, and spirit. Do you feel like you're out of alignment? Do you feel like things are just too much for you sometimes emotionally? Do you feel like you beat yourself up far too much? Reach out to me. Reach out to me at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com or 818-442-1717 and set up a 20-minute, why am I going blank? Set up a 20-minute consultation with me and or an appointment to come and see me to help you calm yourself and be in a place of non-stress, non-anxiety, non-anger, non-depression. We can push through those blocks and help you in a way that you never knew. You could help yourself and give you tools to continue that healing. What is it you want to heal? Hi, human, heal that feel. Healing the feeling. What is it in your life that's been bothering you? I was Saturday. I was at a funeral, and people were in tears, and people were hurt, and rightly so. They lost their loved one. And do I have feelings about that? Yes and no. There's a way I think I have a healthy grasp on the feelings that I have with regard to the people around me when they lose people. When their folks cross over, and I hold space for them, and I'm there for them in a good way. I hope in a good way. I support them. I show up for them. What is it that you need from me? What is it that you want from me? And there's some that don't know what it is they need from me. And they may not need anything other than knowing that you'll be there, that I'll be there. That's a lot of healing right there. Whew, because you're going to mourn that loss. I'll mourn with you if you need me to. I'll hold space for you. What is it you're walking through that allows you to feel like you have lead boots on? You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. That sun isn't shining for me. All I get is clouds in my life. What is it? What is the hurt? And how can I do that, Anthony? It's been so long. I've been like this forever. It's my fate. There's no such thing as fate. We choose the paths that we walk. I'm a firm believer in that. I didn't get here by fate, by accident. I got here by making the choices in my life that I made based on the things that happened to me. Dukes up. I was dukes up for a long time. I was always in defense mode. I was always willing to defend something that I didn't need to defend. I don't need to defend me to you. I just don't. I don't need to defend me to you. But I was willing to, and who knows why. Why? How many of you can sit quietly with your thoughts and your feelings? How many of you can sit quietly and be still? First thing in the morning, right out of bed. Don't run for the coffee. Don't run for the tea. Maybe if you can, don't run for the bathroom. Sit at the edge of your bed and place your feet flat on the floor and allow Mother Earth's energy to flow through your feet and allow your feet to sink into the floor. Feel the little rug at the edge of your bed or the hardwood floor or the carpet, or if your feet are in your slippers. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Be with that breath. Breathe quietly. Sit still before you start moving. Give yourself something. Give yourself first. Be with yourself. Or, if you go into the next room and sit in the chair, sit in the sofa, sit on the floor, cross your legs, hands on your knees, close your eyes, sit up straight, and breathe. Just sit and breathe. As the thoughts come in, wait for the empty spaces between the thoughts, the quiet space. Give yourself that time. Take time to sit still and meditate. Take time and meditate for what? For you. And you're not going to, you may not learn anything from meditating, but you may let go of what it is you're carrying. Just ask your Creator, your God, your Allah, your Buddha, your Yahweh, your Jesus, whatever it is you pray to, Krishna, Radha Govind, whatever it is that you pray to take it from you and sit quietly. Praying is asking, and meditation is listening. Sit and listen. What do you see behind your eyelids? You see light? You see color? What does your body feel like? Is it warm? Is it cold? What's your breath like? As you take it in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Meditation and sitting still is what I do when I don't know what to do. How about that? Sitting still and meditating is what I do when I don't know what to do. And by the way, for those of you who are out there and you still can't hear me, you still can't get yourself into a place of doing something. Doing nothing is doing something. Even if you sit in a chair and you don't know what to do and you just sit there quietly, that's doing something. Sit with yourself. Learn to be with yourself. Learn how to be with you, not that person they told you you were. Not that person they called you. Not that person they tried to make you be. Not the spoken and unspoken, and I'm going to talk about this again, the spoken and unspoken expectations of others. No. No way, no how. I gave up trying to chase that carrot a long time ago. Your carrot is none of my business. And there are people who still do it. There are people who will dangle a carrot in front of me, in front of you, and pretend not to. But they're doing it. And those are the people I don't really need in my life. They're not here to help me. They're here to help themselves. What is it you want? What is it they want? Oh, ask yourself that question. What is it they want? What do they want from me? If they're not here to help you give yourself something, if they're not helping you move forward. I have some beautiful friends. I have some beautiful family. And they let me make my own mistakes. And I'm not judged because of it. I'm not judged. And if I am, they may not say it to me. They might say it to somebody else, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. High human, healing the feeling. Buy yourself a rattle. Buy yourself a small drum. Buy yourself some small finger chimes. And sit quietly and play them. Play them. Play them. Play the rattle. Rattle and sit. Sit with yourself. Sit with that rattle. Listen to it. What's happening? What does it do for you? How will it change things? You won't know until you try it. You won't know until you try it. And don't not try it and judge it. Try it and then judge it. As people say, oh, that won't do anything. How do you know? You tried it? No. What are you talking about? I try not to talk about things I don't know anything about. And there's a lot I know a lot about. I've got 55 years of life, of living life, and making mistakes and doing things right as well. I don't just make mistakes. I do a lot of things right. And it's okay to understand that I may do things wrong, but it's also okay to know that I do things right. 713-955-0332 is a call-in number. Call in, ask a question. What is it you want to know? How can I help you in a way that no one else has? And sometimes helping in a way that no one else has, come to think of it, is just sitting and listening to what somebody has to say. Being a good listener is an important part of the conversation. In fact, listening is the most important part of a conversation. Not really the words that are being said. It's the listening to the words that are being said. Because when I connect with somebody in that way and I am with them, they know. Because when it finally comes time for me to speak, I will have something good to say. Not just answer for the sake of answering or trying to interrupt somebody because my ego's telling me to jump in there and get in a good zinger or something. No, I will listen to you because you are worth it. You are worthy of you. You are worthy of you. You are worthy of me, and I am worthy of you. I honor you because you're honorable. I am honorable. Hey. Hi, human. It's okay to make mistakes. A lot of times I talk about the child within, and the child within is waiting. The child within is waiting for you. The child within is waiting for you to say, hey, you know what? I forgot about you. I'm sorry. Come with me. They're waiting for the integration of you and her or you and him. So you can start the healing through integration of saying to your child, you know what? I'm sorry I forgot about you. I'm sorry I made a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes. How many times have you made mistakes and you beat yourself up because you didn't know how to, do something else? It's okay. You don't have to live up to your father's expectation, your grandmother's expectation, your teacher's expectation, the expectation of police and political people who, hang a nail on the wall and expect everybody to hang their allegiance there. Sorry. I love you, but I love me more. And that's key. Loving yourself more. Giving yourself more. Taking care of the wounds that bind you is loving yourself. Taking care and addressing the feelings that come up behind hurts of broken relationships are of the utmost importance, and don't hide from them. Don't let them go. Don't get into the mire of saying, well, I deserve, or I don't deserve, or I did this, or I don't. No, don't get into the blame or any of that stuff. Just be with the feelings of the way you feel. How do you feel? How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? And can you feel? And I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. You can feel good if you want to. You can let go of the hurt. But sometimes it's going to take time and it's going to take work. What are you doing for yourself? Go out and jog. Go out and do something for somebody else. I have a young lady that calls me. She's a client of mine. And she was feeling really bad about what the space that she was in. And I said, you know what? I know that you love your aunt. You love your aunt a lot. She told me that she loved her aunt. And I said, go and buy your aunt some flowers. And a week later, she was feeling bad and she was at work. I said, take one of your coworkers and buy them something at Starbucks, because there's going to be an interaction of energies there, an exchange of energies. And I love exchanges of energies. And that's going to be a good exchange because that's something that somebody else doesn't expect you to do. And there you are doing it. And you know what? For me, it's such a good feeling. And my wife reminded me of this. I don't have all the answers. Sometimes my wife has all the answers, and that's okay too. Which one of you men out there wants to admit that? I will. Me. Because the answers come from where they come from. And it's an honor to listen to somebody else have answers other than myself. And I get to heal myself. And I get to be with the feelings of hurt and wounding. The feelings of hurt and wounding that came from traumas old and new. What is it you want to heal? How do you want to heal it? Can you heal it? Yes, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. And I'm here to tell you that you don't always have to take medication to heal yourself emotionally. I'm here to tell you you don't always have to take medication to heal yourself psychologically, but see a doctor first. Don't just do something because I said it. I have not been to therapy. I have not been to a psychologist. I have not been to a psychiatrist. But I heal myself every day by walking through and talking about the feelings that bind me, that hurt me, that wound me, but I don't live in them, and I get to walk through them. I get to embrace them, surrender to them in a way that's good, surrender to them in a way that's God. Oh, let go and let good, let go and let. But what does that mean, Anthony? Let go. Let go. Surrender. Uncle. With a capital U. Uncle. Exclamation point. Uncle. And talk to somebody about it. Go take a class. Go learn about the chakras and where the feelings land in your body, in those points of energy. Where do they land? Where do I feel it when I take that breath? Do I feel it in my feet? Do I feel it in my throat? Do I feel that breath in my heart space? Do I feel it in my place of self-esteem? My third chakra? My sternum? Do I feel it in my second chakra? My place of connection? Letting go? Letting go. It's autumn. It's autumn. Direction of the west, direction of the woman, direction of the 28-day cycle. Aho, letting go. Grandma the moon. Aho. The tide, direction of water, comes in. The tide goes out. What is it you're willing to let go of? What is it you're wanting to let go of? 713-955-0332. We haven't had any callers today. And I love callers because they're always so insightful. They remind me of things that I forget about sometimes. They remind me of things that I haven't walked through, or it's been a while since I've walked through. They remind me that it's okay to have feelings and to be who I am. I do not have to live up to your expectations. I do not have to chase your dangling carrot. I can be who I am, the way I am, as I am, and feel good about it without having to succumb to gossip and saying things that, that hurt me, listening to things that hurt me. I don't have to succumb to any of it. And maybe people aren't gossiping about me, but they could be. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. But you never know. I can walk through anything. I can walk through anything. Are you a well-rooted tree? Are you well-grounded? Do your roots sink way down into Mother Earth? Do you take time to ground in your meditation? Do you take time to sit with Mother Earth and speak to her and say, Mother Earth, be with me. Allow your energy to rise up into my body, into my ground. A whole fill me up. So my branches grow. And they hold space. They hold space for what? They hold space for others. They hold space for the birds of the sky. They hold space for the fruit that I'm going to produce. They hold space for a child who needs to climb into the tree and into the branches. I am a well-rooted tree. I am well-grounded, and I am not knocked down by the four winds. Be that tree that doesn't get knocked down by the four winds. High human. Healing the feeling. What are the feelings that you want to heal? Are they the healings of loss? Are they the feelings of feeling less than? You look at others and you see they have what they have, and you feel bad about yourself because you may not have what it looks like they have. And to be truthful, they may not have it either. It just looks that way. That's life. That's life being funny with us. Sometimes people have things and we look at them and we're envious, and they don't really have it either. It just looks that way. What do you want? Healing your feelings. Before you go to bed at night, sit down and make a list of those things that happened during the day, and be with those things. Look at that list. And then give it to God. Ask Creator to take it. Surrender to those feelings. Be with them. Cry if you have to. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to hurt. But then move on. Don't sit in that. It's not a soup for us to bathe in. You put the ingredients in the soup and you cook it away. You start to cook away and you eat that soup later, and it's full of goodness and warmth and warm feelings. High human, healing the feeling. 713-955-0332. We've got a few minutes left in the show. Push 1 to get out of listen mode. What is it you have to say? What would you like to share with me? I'm not above hearing that I'm wrong. So you can call in and say that too. Not going to hurt my feelings. But I would like to share the dialogue with you and have you know that I want to hear what you have to say, because that's what's most important. I grew up not being able to say and communicate because I was always told to be quiet. And then there are those in the bloodline that will say, that's not true. And yes, it is true. Otherwise you wouldn't say it wasn't true. Denial is a funny thing. A lot of times I see clients and I ask them what's going on with their life, and they say, oh, nothing, and then they proceed to tell me what's going on with their life. The oh, nothing is the denial part. And sometimes it lasts a second, sometimes it lasts a minute, sometimes it lasts an hour, sometimes it lasts a week, a month, a year, a decade, a lifetime. But it doesn't have to, because we can heal those feelings. We can heal the things in us that we run from. We can heal the things in us that we are afraid of. There are many teachers out there. I have a teacher named Master Seal. He's an incredible kahuna healer from Hawaii, a holy man. I love having lunch with him, because we go to a buffet and we throw down. And I have another teacher named Emma, Molina Yiquez, Mother Crow Mother. Aho. She's one of my teachers, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say. I love this woman. You know, she'll tell me straight. He'll tell me straight. And there are others. And my wife is one of my biggest teachers, you know. And all those people around me who are teachers and they don't know they're my teachers. What is it that you want to heal? How do you want to heal? You know, you can come see me and get an energy healing and a chakra reading and heal the feelings by calling area code 818-442-1717 or through email at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com. Or you can go to sacreddrum24.weebly.com and you can go to my website and you can learn about what it is that I do and how I can help you. And you can sign up for a 20-minute consultation through that website as well. Oh, I would love to hear from you. Would love to hear from you. We're winding down the hour, and it's been interesting. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about the coffee I had with my friend this morning, and you know, we talked about what was going on with each other, and we share. We're two men that share. You know, sometimes men don't share their feelings, and you know, I know this. I don't have to wait for miscellaneous men in self-care to share my feelings. I know that I don't have to wait for my monthly men's circle to share my feelings. I absolutely know that at any given time, I can share my feelings and what's going on with me. And I can listen to your feelings and what's going on with you at any given moment and a drop of a hat. How is it you want to heal? Do you want to heal? You know, do you? I know a young lady here in LA, she's going through a breakup and she's just unhappy. She's miserable. You know, and I'm praying for her and I'm holding space for her. And she's doing the best she can. She's dog paddling right now. I know what it is to dog paddle when I want to do a broad stroke. I know. I'm going to say that again. I know what it is to dog paddle when I want to do a broad stroke. You know, when I want to swim to the other side of the pool and I can barely flounder, you know, in the water. And it's okay. It's okay. Nobody's going to judge me. And if they do, so what? I know what that is. I know what it is to hide under the covers or be under the covers when I just can't face the day. Oh, I've written poems about stuff like that. I've written songs about stuff like that. But I cannot live in my darkness with all the light that's around me. And that's what I want you to know. You are surrounded by light. You're surrounded by 5-pointed stars. I'm a 5-pointed star, and I'm here for you. There are 5-pointed stars in my life. They start with my wife. They start with my family, my nephews and nieces, my brothers and sisters, my mother, friends, other healers, my teachers. 5-pointed stars, all of them. A whole. And they shine in my life like I've never seen anything shine before. What do they want from me? Nothing. But they want everything for me. A whole. What do I want from you? But I want everything for you. Do you want everything for you? Let me know if you do. Reach out. 713-955-0332 is the calling number. And we're almost out of time, so there's no sense in giving that number out again today. But reach out to me at my home number. My office number is area code 818-442-1717, Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com, or sacreddrum24.weebly.com. Allow me to hold space for you. Allow me to carry you and help you into the next phase of development. What does that phase of development look like, Anthony? Sometimes it looks like sitting still and taking deep breaths and being quiet with spirit or great spirit or God or Allah or universe or source or whatever it is you want to call it. Kuan Yin, Buddha, what do you want to call it? My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and this is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And I would invite you to tune in next week because we're going to talk about, I remember as a little child kicking against a stone wall I built around myself. The stone wall that I built around myself. That wall. How thick is it? How high is it? And do I need it? Is it necessary? And how do I kick it down, Anthony? Oh, we're going to talk about kicking down that wall between you and others. My name's Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show, and I want to thank Tiffany White, my producer. She's awesome. She's the awesomest. Tune in and listen to her as well. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.